praise shall continually be in my mouth. My soul shall make its boast in the Lord, and the humble shall hear it and be glad. Oh, magnify the Lord with me, and let us exalt his name together. Amen. Amen. This is the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. Amen.
Yes, amen.
We're at this time of year where we're getting ready to start thinking about next year, thinking about how we're going to end this year, and celebrate the one who we love and adore, our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Let us open our Bibles to the Gospel according to Matthew, the 2nd chapter. It's Matthew, the 2nd chapter, and we will start with the very first verse in that particular book. And I'm reading from the Good News translation of that particular text. Matthew, the 2nd chapter, starting verse 1. And you'll see this words very similar to this. Jesus was born in the town of Bethlehem in Judea, during the time when Herod was king. Soon afterwards, some men who studied the stars came from the east to Jerusalem and asked, "Where is the baby born to be the king of the Jews? We saw his star when it came up in the east, and we have come to worship him." When King Herod heard about this, he was very upset, and so was everyone else in Jerusalem. He called together all the chief priests and the teachers of the law and asked them, "Where would the Messiah be born?" "In the town of Bethlehem in Judea," they answered. For this is what the prophet wrote: "Bethlehem in the land of Judah, you are by no means the least of the leading cities of Judah. For from you will come a leader who will guide my people Israel." So Herod called the visitors from the east to his secret meeting and found out from them the exact time the star had appeared. Then he sent them to Bethlehem with these instructions: "Go and make a careful search for the child, and when you find him, let me know, so that I too may go and worship him." Verse 9, and so they left, and on their way they saw the same star they had seen in the east. When they saw it, how happy they were. What joy was theirs. It went ahead of them until it stopped over the place where the child was. They went into the house, and when they saw the child with his mother Mary, they knelt down and worshiped him. They brought out their gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh, and presented them to him. Then they returned to their country by another road, since God had warned them in a dream not to go back to Herod. And this morning, I want to preach from this subject. What did you give for Christmas? What did you give for Christmas? What did you give for Christmas? That phrase sounds problematic because that's not the question we're used to hearing about Christmas. What did you give for Christmas? I have a lot of history and a lot of experience on telling people what I got for Christmas, what I want for Christmas, what I hoped for Christmas, what I desired for Christmas, how disappointed I didn't get for Christmas. But you don't get to hear too often, what did you give for Christmas? When you ask somebody that, you'll be amazed how they start telling you what they got, because they just assume you ask them what they got for Christmas. But what did you give for Christmas? And I started thinking about how I probably would have started thinking about what I got for Christmas too. And I would have just started thinking about, as a child, I remember early, usually around September was the time when Sears and JCPenney used to send out those Christmas catalogs. And those catalogs would be a book that was the size of a telephone book, full of toys for children's imagination to bug and ask their parents for at Christmas time. I used to get the pages and tear out certain pages with certain toy items that I wanted, put it up under my pillow and pray about it all day and all throughout the season. I would put little check marks by it and leave copies of it, so, leave pictures of it for my mom so she, I didn't even know the word subliminal then. But I was probably trying to be subliminal by leaving it everywhere and talking about it. Soon as I remember one time in particular, there was a 3-speed. We didn't have 10 speeds at the time. We used to have 3 speeds back then. 3-speed bicycle I wanted. I wanted that. I wanted some, I think it was, they used to call them pipes. They were skates. The kind that you put over your shoes, they were made out of metal. They used to use a skate key to tighten them up and stuff with. Not these blades and stuff they skate with now, but, I'm just thinking about all the things I used to hope for and want and desire for Christmas. But I never thought about back then, and even now, think about often, what are you giving for Christmas? We all have, we make a Christmas list of what we want. But how many of us make a Christmas list of what we're giving to somebody?
Right.
We don't think about giving much on Christmas. We might think about giving for our kids, our grandkids, but that's about the size of, we'll put a little thought into it, but we don't think about giving as much as we do getting. Until you get to a certain point in life when you don't got all that you can get, and there's not too much more you can get. So in our Bibles that we find in Matthew the 2nd chapter, it shows us that a young child named Jesus was already in the house by the time the wise men visit and offered their gifts. Now, how many of you, when Christmas is over, you still in the spirit of giving? Christmas over now, ain't no sense of giving. So, if you didn't see them on Christmas before Christmas, because you're going to think they don't want the gift by then. You're going to think they're upset because you didn't give it to them by Christmas. But the text said that they visited him, and if you read in the text, Jesus was already there. I remember when we had the baby shower for MJ, and MJ wasn't even there yet. Why are we having a shower for a baby that ain't there? So, maybe we're doing baby showers wrong in our society. Maybe we should wait till the baby actually get here and then give him a shower like the wise men did here. And, I'm not going to get into the wise men thing, but the fact that these men got there and Jesus was already born. Some say that, they even try to pinpoint maybe about how old he was and all that. He could have been Bam Bam back then. We don't know, but we do know that he was already born when they bought him gifts. How many people like late gifts? Give late gifts. So we are thinking that they gave gifts after he was already here. And maybe they were smarter than we were, because why go out and buy a baby gift if the baby ain't here? We don't know if the baby coming yet. Baby might decide, I don't want to come. I like it in here. Ain't no, we don't know what it feels like to be inside the mamas, but we know they start crying as soon as they come out of it, so maybe it felt so good they didn't want to come out of moms. So these men get there after Jesus was born, and it says, now after Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea in the days of Herod the king, behold, wise men from the east came to Jerusalem. And when they had come into the house, they saw the young child with Mary his mother, and fell down and worshipped him. And when they had opened their treasures, they presented him gold, frankincense, and myrrh. What can a baby do with that? Why? You think about it, and I find giving babies problematic gifts. I find it problematic giving babies gifts. I know they need clothing and they need diapers and things like that. But that's not a gift the baby wants. That's stuff the baby have to have. So, gold, frankincense, and myrrh. What would make them bring that as a gift for the baby? What was their motivation, and what made them feel it was appropriate to present anything at all? Can you imagine using MJ's baby shower as a backdrop right now? Suppose some strangers would have just came in and started bringing gifts. And sat down and started eating with us at the baby shower. How strange would that have been?
Yeah.
Especially if it had been some old men.
Yeah.
You know, we would start thinking, man, they must be perverted or something. You know, why they coming bringing our baby a gift? You know, we don't know him. You invited them. No, I ain't. You know, can you imagine some old men just showing up at a baby shower? An old man showing up at our Christmas party, Christmas dinner. You know, now we have a problem with strangers showing up anywhere. You know, I'm at the gym working out, and if I see somebody that don't look like me in the gym, I'm like, what you in here for? You know, I'm like, you know, we don't like strangers showing up. You know, and then they show up with a gift. You know, can you imagine? You know, we were taught as a kid, be aware of danger, danger. You know, especially if you coming up trying to give you some candy or something like that. You know, you run. So here it is. These men show up after traveling miles and miles. First of all, they didn't know Jesus personally. You know, it wasn't like they were family. You know, you got people who stay right across the street, right around the corner, won't come to a party of a family member. But yet these men traveled and they came all that way to present Jesus a gift. Why did they think Jesus? Who do they think Jesus was to be worthy of this? And why did they come all that way? And if you look at Matthew in the 2nd chapter, it tells us that these wise men came looking for a king. They didn't come looking for the Savior of the world. They were following the common customs of their time by presenting gifts to royalty, one destined to be the king. You know, it's amazing how, I'm going to call it sucking up. How we learn to suck up to someone at an early age. Jesus was barely a kid, and because they knew that eventually he would be king, maybe they were just trying to get into his good graces early. I was first, Jesus. We were first. That was not a Ray J reference for those who didn't get it. But anyway, they were there first to present Jesus gifts. And they presented him gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. But because of 2,000 years of Christian experience that we have, most everyone today thinks that Jesus only, and we think about him only in the context of the one who takes away the sin of the world. And he did that. Of course, that's what we think about him. But his role as Savior of the world, though it was made clear in the New Testament, that wasn't his only role. And oftentimes, this other role is overlooked. He was coming as the king, the ruler, the ruling king, the one who's in charge, the one that we bow down to, the one that we obey, the one that when he gives orders, there's no question to it, we just obey. Because see, back then, they understood what the role of the king was. The king say something and it happened. The king said, chop his head off, his head get chopped off. The king said, give me all your money, you give him all your money. So whatever the king said, whatever the king decreed, it happened. Whatever the king's word was, it was bond. So they knew that about the king. So they were coming to present the king gifts. You know, we've seen a lot of shows where people bestow things on royalty. You got everything. Why would you need something from me who don't have much? If you have all this stuff at your power, why should I give you what I have? Then I ain't gonna have nothing. You don't even need it. But yet, it's expected that I'm supposed to bring everything to you. It's, you know, it's like taxes. Why is it that we have to pay taxes when those who could afford it don't? But the statement says here, Mary, when she was told she would conceive, she was told by angel Gabriel in Luke version. In Matthew, it didn't tell us what the angel name was, but it said he would be great and would be called the Son of the Highest, and the Lord God would give him the throne of his father David. Mary was told her son would be a king and would sit on a throne. This was precisely the expectation of Jesus' own disciples. That's why the disciples followed him. Because they knew him to be the king. And you know, it makes me think about when Stacey Abrams was running for governor, and how a lot of people helped her out and wanted to be a part of her because they knew that it was a good chance she was going to be elected governor. And if she would have became governor, they automatically assumed they would get a cabinet position. Or they would get some favor by, because, I donated $20,000 to her campaign and, I was out getting people to vote for her and everything. When people know you're going to be in power, people want to come along for the ride. And, you think about even not necessarily power like king or governor, president, people who are famous, people who are stars. If you could sing real good, people would protect you, they would give you stuff, and they would do stuff for you because when you become famous, they want to be able to say that they were around you. They want to say they gave to you so you can give back to them. We do athletes like that. We see a little boy on the football field at the age of 7. That boy gonna be a star, When you start supporting his team, going to his high school games, going following him around and all this stuff. And when he make it to the NFL, you kept the gangs off of him and all this stuff, And then when he make it, so that's the expectation that they have when you gonna be king. I want to be close to you before you come king, so you can remember me. The disciples, we would think that they just like following him, but we knew that, there's a lot of proof that they just didn't get it while they was with him. No matter what miracle Jesus performed, no matter what he did, they was, well, he's going to be king one day, so, we want to make sure we stay close to him. And, so these wise men, they gave gold. And I said, okay, this gold, what does the gold represent? So the gold represented Jesus' sovereignty, his dominion. Gold is a gift that will be presented to the king because it was the most precious metal of that day and it symbolized royalty. The frankincense that they gave, that frankincense represented his sinlessness, his perfectness, his no error, no corruption. He was without spot. That's what the frankincense represented. And these wise men recognized that in Jesus. They recognized him being the King of Kings, the Holy of Holies, the Lord of Lords. So you have the gold, which is the most precious metal. You have the frankincense. And then you have the myrrh. The myrrh represented his sacrificial death. And I was just thinking, I said, and it says a gum-like substance. And they use that when they embalm dead people. I said, okay, this baby just born. Why you gonna bring something that remind him of death? And that puzzled me for a while. I understood the gold. I understood the frankincense. But you mean to tell me you gonna bring him something to remind him of death already? But of their custom back then, that's what they did. They had to prepare for your birth, your life, and your death. I said, I wonder why they ain't bringing nothing for his resurrection.
All right, bro.
I'm like, they should have bought 4 gifts. But see, they didn't know. They didn't know about that part yet. But we know. So if we would have had to be there, we would have to have bought 4 gifts. So I started thinking about that and I said, so what do we give? And I found out something this week too. I didn't know that there's this thing going around in society called the 3-gift rule. There's actually a 3-gift rule that goes around society because those are the number of gifts that was brought to Jesus. And they said, should nobody get more than 3 gifts? I shouldn't have to give no more than 3 gifts to nobody. I get it. I get it. I might not agree with it, but I get it. So I started thinking about people who don't give to nobody. I ain't got it. It costs too much. Those are 2 top reasons people don't give. That they say, I ain't got it, and I know that ain't right. I don't have it. But I ain't got it, and it costs too much. The real reason is you don't want to give it.
That's it.
The real reason you don't want to sacrifice what it costs to give it. Because you can get it if you want it. You can give it if you want to. So I started thinking about this, and I started thinking, why we don't put as much effort in giving to people as much as we do getting from people? There are people who will go, and trust me, I do it too. You know, I put stuff on social medias, cause they say you're supposed to speak stuff into existence.
Yes.
So I like to speak stuff into existence on what I want. But how often do we speak stuff into existence, what we gonna give?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm giving you this, I'm giving you this, I'm giving you this, cause that's gonna bring it to life also. And that's gonna hold you accountable. So, Janet, did you get Shanta's that diamond ring that you said you would give her that she didn't know about? Michael, did you give Darryl that car that he said he been looking at, that Mercedes-Benz when you get your money? You know, we have to ask people and hold people accountable of what they say they go give and do for people.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's easy to think about what we getting. You know, people often say on Sunday morning, I got to go to church, I got to go and get a word. When was the last time you came and gave a word to somebody? A word of encouragement, a word of life, a word of motivation, a word, you know, why we don't give? You know, what does it cost us to give some positivity? What does it cost us? We can come, child, let me tell you know, we can come and give negative stuff. But why we can't come and give gifts that people need and desire and want? So, I'm pretty sure Jesus probably didn't do this because the Bible tells us he was a kid at the time. But have you ever seen a kid get a gift and they ain't like they just throw it across the floor? You know, let a baby get a doll, let a baby girl get a doll and it's not pretty like she wanted to be. She ain't gonna play with it. See, I stayed nice and clean there. I ain't say what I was thinking about saying because the Holy Spirit shut my mouth up on that one. But imagine you get a gift that you don't like. You will not play with it. Or you will not use it as often as you would think. But it's amazing how we act when we get it from those because we want to make sure that that person continues to always give to us. Oh, it's so pretty. I like this. And you have a fake smile on your face and, you know, you have that certain sound in your voice when it's not real and everything. We do the same thing about giving to the Lord. We do the same thing about giving in worship. We do the same thing about giving of our time to come to church. We can be on time for everything except for church. We can give to everything except for in the offering. You know, what is it about us that we don't put a lot of effort in what we give? Not only for Christmas, but anytime. You know, and we even, I ain't gonna say we lie, but we like to bring up what we gave at previously to avoid giving to something right now. Or I gave last week. Or I give to, see, I give them at church. Or I give, you know, when somebody needs something, they ask you for something, we always want to tell, you didn't give it to me? I need some food right now. I ain't worried about this guy on that corner, you know. I gave to him down there. I don't gave out. You know, we would love to talk about what we used to give and what we gave at previously. What are we giving for Christmas this year? You know, we all know what we are getting. We all have an idea of what we are getting. But what are we giving? What are you going to do to make someone's Christmas special? To make them not only see you in a light that you want to be seen in, but give it in such a way that they see Jesus also. Because people should be able to see your heart when you give them whatever it is you're giving them. People should know that that was some effort. You know, it was interesting. A teacher sent out a text to the kids. When she sent it out, I'm not sure who she sent it to, but she said, if you're not a grandkid, you're getting gift cards for Christmas. And the reason she said that because we were almost sacrificial on yesterday looking to give something for some people who might not even appreciate the gifts that we're giving. You know, and I think about the people who are out there. Can you imagine something more tragically would have happened to them out there trying to get something for somebody who ain't going to even appreciate it? Give to somebody, you know, or maybe getting themselves and getting messed up because you didn't think enough of nobody else. You just thinking of yourself and got caught up. So, you know, I think about last week how I talked about getting caught up in the spirit of giving. And now it's okay to get caught up in the spirit of giving, especially if you're giving for the right reason and giving to the right person. Think about what Jesus gave to us. Think about what God gave to us in the form of Jesus. And what are we giving back to God? There are certain things that we can give to God that don't even cost us money, like our time.
That's it.
Janet, I thank God that you appreciate the podcast, the prayer podcast that we get in Choose Joy from Tisa. You know, it's empowering.
Mm-hmm.
It only takes Janet 2 or 3 minutes of his time to give, to listen to something that he gonna receive more than what he gave.
Yeah, yeah.
When you're reading God's word, you're gonna receive more than those 20 minutes that you gave up in reading.
Yeah, yeah.
When you give in worship, you'll get 10 times fold more than what you put in there that God gave you to give back to him. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
And that whole principle of us giving back to God, really, we ain't giving nothing to God that God didn't give us. Because who gave us time? Where did our time come from?
Yeah.
Amen.
Who gave us life? Where did our life come from? Even the dollars that we made, who gave us that? God provided that job for us that we prayed and begged God for.
Yeah.
So God ain't asking us for nothing that God didn't give to us first. Because really we can't give to God what we don't have, what God didn't give to us.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you like this. If the devil give it to me, I'm giving it to God.
Yeah, yeah.
That's your fault there. You know, I ain't giving it back to you. So we have to understand the importance of giving. And we have to make a lifestyle of giving. You know, I remember one time, and I like to just come up with stuff, and I don't know if it was something that I read or heard a long time ago, but you know, I said I know where it come from. It come from Denzel Washington and Mobile Blues. But I said, I make my living with my giving. I make my living with my giving.
Yeah.
You know, and he was talking about how he made his living with his lips because he played the trumpet and everything. But I make my living with my giving. When you're known in life as a giver, people gonna want to be around you.
Yeah.
People like being around people who give, and not necessarily money. But if you give good times, who don't want to be around somebody who's always offering a good time to them? If you're giving some knowledge and wisdom, who don't want to sit at the feet of somebody who's making them look smarter so they can go and say something that they sound smart, but they got it from me or they got it from you or something? We like being around givers. So let us make our living with our giving.